A former official from the Trump administration, a chief of staff with housing and urban development, a man by the name of Shermichael Singleton, recently said that Lindsey Graham's insistence that all right-wing politicians have to pledge a blind loyalty to Donald Trump is in fact doing significant damage to the Republican Party. Now, Singleton made these comments during an appearance on MSNBC recently, and of course this was in response to the ongoing feud between Lindsey Graham and pretty much anybody who doesn't want to pledge loyalty to Donald Trump, but specifically in this instance, it was Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. In case you haven't followed along with that story, last week Lindsey Graham came out and went after McConnell because McConnell is apparently not listening to Donald Trump's advice. And that makes Lindsey Graham very sad. And of course, Donald Trump's been giving Mitch McConnell some very bad advice that Mitch McConnell has ignored because Mitch McConnell is a sneaky bastard who knows what he's doing, and he's been doing it a heck of a lot longer than almost anybody else in Washington, D.C. Again, sneaky, evil, horrible human being, but very good at playing the political game. Donald Trump, on the other hand, is not. And Lindsey Graham has decided that he wants to abandon all of this strategy, all of this planning that Mitch McConnell does, and instead go for the knee-jerk reactions of a guy like Donald Trump. So Singleton goes on MSNBC and he says this: I think Lindsey Graham is playing politics and trying to appease Donald Trump, and I get why. We all know why, but I think that if that is the expectation for a majority leader or minority leader, then the Republican Party is going down the wrong direction. You cannot have this type of blind loyalty to one individual. I think Lindsey Graham making that statement puts the party in a dangerous predicament where we don't necessarily care about the ideology of being a conservative more than we care about the personality of an individual, and that's dangerous. And Singleton is correct here. But let's think for a minute here. Donald Trump, sitting down there in Mar-a-Lago, has no power whatsoever to actually speak of. Now, he thinks he has power. He wants to pretend he has power. He thinks he's the kingmaker, even though most of the people that he backs, either in primaries or in elections, whatever it is, they tend to lose. Majority of them lose their races. So he's not even a good kingmaker. So why are the Republicans, why are people like Lindsey Graham demanding loyalty to him? And the answer is simply fear. They're afraid that Donald Trump, who doesn't even have social media anymore, is somehow going to go out and attack them and make them look foolish. Okay, but even if that happened again, that's not even something that could affect you. That just means that you get your feelings hurt and then you get to move on. Donald Trump doesn't attract anyone new to the Republican Party. He plays to his hardcore MAGA base that is going to support him no matter what. Unless, of course, he tells them to get vaccinated, then he's going to lose even some of those people, which is what has happened recently. So we're looking at a former president, impeached twice, that can't even hold on to his base. You know, we've seen this dramatic shift in the last month and a half after he started telling people to get vaccinated. So why do you need to pledge loyalty to this loser? He's dragging your party down, but Lindsey Graham doesn't seem to care. Lindsey Graham wants to continue to show this loyalty to Donald Trump. Why? Because you think you're going to get a spot on the next administration? Because you may think you're going to get a spot on that presidential ticket? Is that what this is about, Lindsey? Because I got to tell you, as good of a lapdog as you've been, Donald Trump is not going to reward you. You are very expendable, and of course, you're very unliked outside of South Carolina. So you bring nothing to the party, nothing to that administration if it were to ever happen again. You're going to be left out in the cold, and Donald Trump won't care one bit what happens to you after that. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.